So like what I was saying in the previous video that was interrupted by our wonderful internet network, I said that self-employed people, they are like people that just want to be their own boss. They want to become their own bosses. They just want to like run their own things, do their own things. I don't want anybody to boss it around me. I just need my freedom. I'm tired of answering anybody's call whatsoever. But that's not what entrepreneurship is all about. Entrepreneurship transcends the shores of self-employment. You need to have a system in place. You need to have a management system in place, your accounting system in place, your financing system in place, your production system in place. The processes ought to be defined. So your major work is majorly on the paperwork, what you do before you kickstart the business. So it's not all about rushing out to rent a shop, rushing out to hire some staff. No, it's not. That's not the major thing. The major thing starts from the time you sit down in the solitude of your own quietness. You sit down and meditate. You try to create a system on paper first. You bring your ideas, you arrest your thoughts, you put them on paper. That is what entrepreneurship is all about. That is the beginning stage. You sit down, you put them on paper, you harness your resources. It's not just rushing out for a loan. It's not just rushing out seeking for who to help you. If we must change the nation that we live in, if we must change the system, if we must change Africa, we must rise up and do things the right way. Enough is enough for businesses starting this year and ending by next year. No, you are not here just to be servicing people's stomachs by paying rent. A lot of people pay rent. In less than 1 year, 2 years, their business has crumbled. They are gone out of business. No. That's not what business is all about. So if you must be an entrepreneur, you must understand the fundamentals of entrepreneurship. At best, you will be called a technician. And a technician is just like you being a part of a superstructure. You are not the superstructure. So entrepreneurship is like the superstructure. And all the systems, all the substructures are the connection points that will always culminate to the achievement of the corporate objective of the superstructure. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, you must first know how to erase your thoughts. That's the number one point. You must not just have an idea. You must know how to harness, arrest your thoughts on paper. Subject them to scrutiny. You must be a researcher. That's the second point. Not just your inner thoughts, not just the instincts. You must also go out to verify whether what you have in your mind is actually realistic, whether it's actually achievable. You sit down and research. What are the cardinal problems of the people? What are the cardinal challenges of the people? What problems are the people facing? You must sit down and ask yourself such questions. You go out, you ask questions. You don't just have a thought and you rush out the following day you want to do business. No. That's not how it works. It is better to be silent and be successful than to be too rowdy, too shouty, too noisy and be a failure. It is not in the duration of what you do. It is in the donation, the impact you are making. So the size of your shop does not matter. The size of your business area does not matter. You must sit down and harness your resources first through research, conscious research. You must understand what is viability studies. You must understand what is visibility studies. And you carry out the two studies. It's not just that you have an idea. Is the idea viable? Is the idea profitable? Is the idea sellable? You sit down, ask those questions, go out and verify. Substantiate your inner thoughts with facts. So business is not just buying and selling, going out to buy something and be looking for who to buy from you. No, that's not what business is all about. Business is beyond that. So an entrepreneur is someone who has the ability, even beyond the ability, the capacity, the mental prowess, the leadership ability to harness the different resources and to put them in place. Create a system that can successfully run without him or her actively working in the system. So entrepreneurs are employers of labor. They create the system. They go out to look for people to work in the already established process. So until this is done, you don't call yourself an entrepreneur. No. Africa, we need to rise up. We need to become who we are destined to be. Entrepreneurship, like I was saying in an interview that I had with a community in Manchester, United Kingdom, I said that you, as a person, if you must succeed, you must learn to harness your resources. You must learn to dominate your environment. You must learn to win, no matter the challenges you are facing. You must learn to turn your miseries, your mistakes, into message. Until this is done, success is not in view. Until this is done, success is not in view. So let us arise and dominate by consciously becoming entrepreneurs. Enough is enough for business failures. Enough is enough for business stagnation. It is time that Africa arises, become that which God has ordained them to be. I see young guys. I see vibrant youths dominating the environment, creating solutions to existing challenges. You don't just sit down and watch things happen. There is a level of power you can connect to and attract economically. You will be a voice in a system where no one tends to listen. We have people like Cubana today. We have people like Chief Priest of Cubana. We have people like E-Money. Those guys have been able to harness resources. In Nigeria, I'm talking about. Today, they are receiving multiple awards because they understand the nitty-gritties of entrepreneurship. And they are really making impact. So you need to understudy people. That is another thing you must know if you must be an entrepreneur. Understudy people that have gone ahead of you. Sit down to know. It's not just about praying. Enough is enough for praying and fasting. Yes, prayer is good. Fasting is good. They build you up spiritually. But until you are developed mentally, you can never make impact in a global economy of today. If you must be an entrepreneur, you must learn to understudy people that have gone ahead of you. Sit down, read books. I remember early this year, I went to the market, bought over 15 books written by authors just 2020 and 2021. Newly published books in my field of research, in my field of coverage. And I've been eating them because even the scripture says in the book of Jeremiah chapter 15 verse 16 that the words were found and I did eat them. So you eat books if you must succeed. Don't just sit down and watch me doing nothing and expecting results. Someone said that is the easiest way to define insanity. Adopting the same approach and be expecting a different result. That is the easiest way to define insanity. And I know you are not insane. You need to wake up from realities. You need to understand who an entrepreneur is. So you don't just sit down on that laptop waiting your destiny without a principle in place. Principles are the same, but the strategies can be changed. You need to understand the trends. adopt strategies. But that does not relegate the fact that there are basic cardinal principles that must be followed as long as the subject of digital entrepreneurship is concerned. So you cannot change the principles. You cannot change the principles. It takes time. It takes processes, but you can easily adopt strategies on existing principles. For instance, in eternity, people will always drink water. So water business is business. It can never die. As long as life exists, water is enough business for you. Anything water. So at the cardinal point is water, the raw materials. But you can create juice out of the water. You can create wine out of the water. You can cook food from the water. There are a lot of things you can do with water that will also pay you, reward you. So understand the principles. Don't just follow strategies. Don't just follow people for nothing's sake. This one is making money, and you follow him today. Next morning, another one is making money. It's not about who is making what not. No, it's not about how much you make. It's about the principles that are followed. Money misroad is not principle. So that somebody who hustled and was privileged to make some 6-7 digits, that is not enough reason for you to follow such a person. You must first of all sit down to understand what are the principles that the person followed to achieve the success he achieved. So understand the people that have gone ahead of you. That is to say, in a nutshell, you need mentorship. Mentors are people that have achieved your desired accomplishments. People that have done things that you practically want to do. Those are mentors. You connect consciously to them, or you can also connect indirectly through their books. So mentors are like commanders. Mentors are like generals. They've gone ahead of you. And if you desire to become a general, you must subject yourself under the tutelage, the mentorship of an accomplished mentor. So, an entrepreneur must subject himself to conscious or unconscious mentorship if he or she must make impact in the digital entrepreneurship world. There is no general that was not once a protege of another general. Go and check your records. Every commander you see commanding exploits, dominating in a particular field, was once under the mentorship of another commander. So if you must make impact, you must go for mentorship. Like I said, an entrepreneur studies the environment, discovers the core challenges and the core needs and wants of the people, and creates a system of solution around those needs and challenges and trace them back. He traces the solution to the people that are in need of such at a profit. And because there is an existing system, his business remains sustainable. As long as the system exists, his business remains sustainable. So without a system in place, entrepreneurship is not guaranteed to be sustained. You must have a system in place. You must learn how to create an accounting system. You must learn how to create your digital processes, your sales funnels. You must learn how to build your email lists. You must learn how to do things digitally that will make the system to operate on an automated system, on an automated pattern, or what Enwenchia called an on autopilot. So whether you are the contemporary entrepreneur or you are the digital entrepreneur, the cardinal or the fundamental principles are almost the same. But the strategies, because of the trend of time, can change. Thank you, Mr. Okechukwu Samson, for being part of this program, and Mr. Stanley Chinedu Akachukwu. I welcome you. Thank you. It's a privilege, it's an honor. Regardless of your time, you still found time to be with me in this live event. Thank you. I encourage you to watch and watch and watch again. I believe God, in the course of the season, I'll be bringing more of this. So summarily, we need to arise, Africa. We need to arise. We need to stop crying for the situation of the economy. We need to monetize the problems. We need to sit down and find solutions to the existing and future problems. Create a solution around them. Place a price tag on the solutions and trade it. Even the Bible says in the book of Proverbs chapter number 3, from verses 13 to 16, he said, happy is the man that getteth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding, for the merchandise of it is better than you trading gold or silver. Check your scriptures. For instance, as a person, I trade knowledge. I buy and sell wisdom. In my short life, I've been privileged to read over 3,000 books in my field of research. I've studied and I'm still studying. I'm still in the universities of learning, running one master's program or the other. I'm still online, learning from people that have gone ahead of me. And by privilege of grace, I still author books. For instance, recently, we published a book entitled What I Wished I Had Known Before Starting My First Business. I mean, you need to read the contents of the book. If you're interested, you can private chat me and I'll give you the link. It's on Amazon, it's on other bookstores globally. So let us arise. Let us become the entrepreneur that we are destined to be. Even if you're working somewhere, you need a plan B. So let's do the right thing. In a nutshell, I've said that entrepreneurship is beyond studying books, is beyond praying, is beyond fasting, is beyond the skill you've acquired. It's about setting business systems that are sustainable, that can successfully run without the owner. And I believe that you are blessed by these teachings. I believe, God, that you watch. Most of the points are in between what I said. Sit down, harness them. My major focus is to touch you, is to bless you, is to transform your mindset digitally as a digital entrepreneurship consultant. Watch out for more of my live events. And soonest, we will be live in YouTube to dominate the world. Thank you and God bless. I still remain your anchor, Gabriel Onyekawa. And you can follow me on my blog, alanaija.com, ALOANEAIJA. I believe that regardless of the wonderful network we have, we'll be finding time to chat with people like you one-on-one. Thank you, and God bless. Help me share the videos. Obine Chembaka, thank you for just joining us. And it's wonderful that we are just rounding off. You can watch the video. I'll be uploading it right now. Thank you, and God bless.